to the master of the spiritual realm, an absolutely unlettered person who never had any so-called modern education in his life. That mad Brahmin called Sri Ramakrishna, who never went to school, who was never introduced to so-called Western materialistic sciences, and who was the master of the so-called the non-material internal dimension. See, we are discussing about the importance of the internal dimension by studying the life of Swami Vivekananda. Narayan goes to Sri Ramakrishna with this very question, and having failed to get answers to his question, he had knocked several doors in Calcutta. Sir, have you seen God? Have you seen God? All the so-called well-known intellectuals of his time. But what can intellectuals tell? Intellectuals are intellectuals. We make a big fuss of intellectuality. Spirituality is much, much beyond the intellectual realm. So having failed to get any answer from all the so-called well-known academicians and intellectuals of his time, finally Narayan lands up at the feet of this absolutely unlettered and uneducated in the so-called modern academic sense. He was the only educated person in the world, I can say. And all others, those who have gone to schools and colleges with so many degrees, where is the real education? Swamiji says the real education has not even started in this world. Vivekananda's words. In one context, Swamiji says the real education, where is the real education existing? Even today, it is not there, nowhere. And if at all anywhere real education existed, it existed only in this Punya Bhumi called Bharat, which we have happily rejected. And what is that real education system? Our Gurukula Vasa education system, which was a perfect blend of the material dimension and the non-material dimension. What is education without introducing the non-material dimension? Educating our children only about the material things, are we really making them fit to face the challenges of life? We are making them handicaps, literally handicaps. That is why at the age of 30 and 40, you will find the youngsters totally in darkness. Life totally unstable, unsteady, confused, depressed, morose. Why? The real life source has not been introduced to them. See, I'm talking about the relevance of Swami Vivekananda's personality. It is the significance and importance of the internal dimension. Without touching this dimension, human being is nothing. This is what we have to learn from this great personality. Coming back to that same incident. With this question, Narayan is coming to Sri Ramakrishna and posing this question. Sir, have you seen God? No. Straight comes the answer. Have you seen God means what? Have you experienced this non-material dimension? That is God. God is just a word. You may use any word, doesn't matter. Ishvara, Bhagavan, whatever is. Brahman is also just a word. There is one reality which is unchanging, which is the source of all sukham which we are searching. See, we started this talk with the topic of sukham. Where is sukham? In sense organs? In mind? In what the senses are revealing? Impossible. It can never come. Sukham comes from that non-material internal dimension, the unchanging dimension. You call it by whichever name, doesn't matter. Names are names. Names also belong to the external dimension. All the names which we are using, it is all belonging to the external dimension. That thing is nameless. You can't actually capture it by any name. This is what our great rishis have taught us. So, about that, this unlettered person says, yes, my boy, I have seen it. I have experienced it. And I'm experiencing it 1,000 times more.